What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the brand new Madden 20 update. The December update is finally here. We've been talking about it for about a couple weeks now. It's finally here, and we've got some really big additions. We've got a lot of players getting X Factor and Superstar abilities. We've got a lot of players losing their X Factors and even losing their Superstar abilities. A lot of players that I know you guys are going to probably be mad at and not disagree with, because I don't agree with a lot of them myself. We also got a pretty interesting new playbook update, a very big playbook update, and also I think maybe the most important gameplay update so far of the year. So this is a very important update in my opinion. If you are new to the channel, however, and you never want to be out of the loop and miss these updates or Madden tips that I put out, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you never miss any uploads and you get notified when they go live. So let's dive into it. One of the key highlights to today's title update is something called NFL Live Playbooks. What this is it's alternate versions of every offensive and defensive playbook for each NFL team that has been added as a playbook option in Play Now and in Franchise. In addition to the new plays and formations these playbooks introduce, these books will also be used to update playbook content throughout the rest of the Madden NFL 20 season. These alternate playbooks are updated versions of each team's scheme that closely mimic the plays they've been running so far in the NFL season. To access these playbooks, toggle on the NFL Live Playbooks option in the game options setting from the main menu, or you can do it via the advanced settings in the team select screen. So basically, if you want to toggle this on, you can go into your actual settings for the game options and you can just toggle this to always be on, or when you're at your play call screen and you're picking your team, there's the advanced options selection where you can change your playbooks, and in there you can toggle the NFL Live Playbook on as well. So I haven't looked at the playbooks myself, but what it sounds like is it's that team's playbook but like an alternate version that has more plays added to it. And what they're going to do, maybe this was like a quick fix way to get a lot of new plays in or something like that, and then they're going to use this throughout the rest of the year to maybe migrate these things to that team's actual playbook. I think the only like caveat to this right now is like, number one, you can't use them in Ultimate Team currently because they're not part of like the actual standard playbook, and you can't like add these plays to custom playbooks. They're only available in that team's NFL Live version of the playbook. So here are some of the new formations we've got added to the game. Most of these are defensive formations. We got the 4-3 even, we got the 6-1, we got the 4-6 cub, the dime sugar 3-2, the dime sugar weak. Those are the new defensive formations. And then we got the offensive Heisman package that the Ravens ran a few weeks ago. So that's going to be interesting to try out. Now it says here, these are the playbooks with the NFL Live, with defensive formations added to the NFL Live playbooks for. We got the Bears, the Dolphins, the Lions, the Patriots, the Rams, the Jets, the Chiefs, the Jags, the Patriots. Wait, they already said Patriots. The Saints, the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Ravens. So those are all the teams that have new defensive formations. Now, offensive formations added to NFL Live playbooks are for the Ravens, which is probably the Heisman package, but also we got new plays added to the Niners playbook, the Rams, the Bears, the Seahawks, the Jets, the Chargers, and the spread playbook. So those are all the playbooks that have new NFL Live content. Definitely looking to dive into that. We'll probably do some videos on that for you guys. Definitely interesting. Now, let's get into the X Factor. So new players that have X Factor. A lot of these players, I alluded to in the earlier videos. Of course, Lamar Jackson is now an X Factor. He replaces Phillip Rivers. His X Factor is first one free. And as far as Superstar abilities, he got the Jukebox ability added, which is really dangerous. So Lamar is even that much better now. Jukebox in the open field for a guy like him is going to be pretty dangerous. Nick Bosa, another guy that we saw coming, he's replacing Todd Gurley as an X Factor. He has the Unstoppable Force X Factor, and his Superstar abilities are Strip Specialist and Finesse Specialist. Jamal Adams, another guy we kind of saw coming, he's replacing Cowboys Byron Jones. Jamal Adams' X Factor is Reinforcement, and he got the Under Pressure ability added to his Superstar abilities. Patriots' Devin McCourty is replacing Bears' Eddie Jackson as an X Factor. His X Factor will be Zone Hawk, and his Superstar abilities are Lumberjack and Pick Artist. Next up is Chandler Jones. I'm surprised they gave him one. He definitely deserves it, but I'm just surprised that they actually did it for him. He's an X Factor. He's actually replacing Ezekiel Elliott. I know Cowboy fans aren't going to be happy about that because they lost Byron Jones and they lost Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think Zeke should have lost his X Factor in my opinion, but he did. So Chandler Jones has the Fearmonger X Factor and his superstar abilities. He got the Edge Threat Elite added to his superstar abilities, which is really good. I think the only other player that has Edge Threat Elite is J.J. Watt, so that lets you know how good that ability actually is. And for the Jaguars defensive end Calais Campbell, they replaced his reach tackle ability with the inside stuff ability, so they just switched his out there. Now here are the new superstar players. Buccaneers wide receiver Chris Godwin, I think we saw him coming. He's been killing it. He's got the route technician superstar ability. Vikings defensive end Everson Griffin has the power specialist ability. Here's one people have been asking for. Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey, now a superstar player. He has the man up ability. Another Raven here, the left tackle Ronnie Staley. He has the secure protector ability. Saints right tackle Ryan Ramczyk has the secure protector ability. Vikings wide receiver Stephon Diggs. So he was a superstar early in the year. I believe he had Jukebox. Then he lost it, I think, and now he gained it back. But he's actually better this time around. He got the cross specialist and the post flag specialist, which that's probably the best thing you could have on a receiver, because the three best routes for receivers in this game, like big play routes, are crossing routes, post routes, and corner routes. So that means he's going to run all of those routes better get more separation, and he's going to have better catching on those routes, like contested catches. So that's really good for Diggs there. Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette got the bulldozer ability, better trucking. He's the only player in the game, I believe, that has this ability. 49ers, another defensive end here, D Ford is a superstar. He has the edge threat ability. So the Niners got a lot better with this update, because the one thing they were kind of missing was a defensive line that had any pass rush ability. So now they got Bosa, who has the finesse specialist, and now they got D Ford with edge threat on each of the opposing sides. So that makes them very dangerous. And here it says cornerback Byron Jones. He was downgraded from X Factor to a superstar. All he has now is the acrobat ability. Eagles tight end Zach Ertz was downgraded from an X Factor to a superstar. The only ability he currently has is the in and out elite. Phillip Rivers was downgraded. The only abilities he has is the pocket lead and the arching deadeye. Ezekiel Elliott, we saw he lost his X Factor. He was downgraded. He only has the inside zone guru now, which really hurts the Cowboys because he lost the armbar ability, which was one of the best abilities in the game. So the Cowboys really aren't like a powerful team anymore because they lost two of the things that made them good. They had the armbar running back and they had a shutdown cornerback. They don't have either of those things anymore in terms of abilities, so that's a really big blow to their team. Eddie Jackson here was downgraded. He only has the zoned out ability now, but for him, that's not so bad because that was by far the best ability he had anyway, so he's really not much worse. Now here are the players that don't have anything anymore. They're no longer an X Factor or a superstar player. Colts linebacker Darius Leonard, don't really agree with that one, but he has nothing now. Melvin Gordon no longer has anything. CJ Mosley, he's out for the year, hasn't really played much this year, so I understand why they took his stuff away from him. Landon Collins no longer has anything. Keanu Neal of the Falcons, again, he hasn't really played much this year. He's been out for a while, so I guess that's why they took it away from him. Todd Gurley no longer has anything, so now, again, the Rams take a big hit because he loses his armbar ability as well. I think they still should have left Todd Gurley with something. He's not an every down back anymore, but he's still very good when he does play. But he has nothing now, and of course, Myles Garrett has nothing because we know what happened. He got suspended. Now, moving on, we got some player likeness updates. The Panther fans will be happy. They finally got the rest of their likeness updates. We got Greg Olsen with the last update, and here they finally brought through the rest of the guys. I'll have them up on the screen briefly for you. So the wide receiver Chris Hogan now has his likeness in the game. They added Shaq Thompson's likeness to the game. The right guard Trey Turner, he has been added to the game. The free safety Trey Boston, his likeness is in the game as well. And last but not least, the tight end Ian Thomas. So all of the Panthers now have their player likeness that wasn't in the game. They finally got it updated, so I know you guys will be happy with that. They also added the alternate helmet for the Chiefs with the gray face mask they have worn a little bit this year, so that is now an option. And that's about it in terms of that stuff. Now, in terms of franchise mode, nothing really big in franchise mode. The main thing that franchise mode benefits from with this update are the NFL Live playbooks. So that's there, but there's really nothing else. Some other things in terms of playbooks, they changed the inverted veer to the power read. I don't know if that means they just changed the name of the play or if they actually changed the play and made it better, because the inverted veer didn't really work that well, so we'll have to test that out. They updated the play calling AI for the Ravens playbook to call more QB option run plays now, so that's, you know, if you're playing in franchise, that's going to be nice to see. And that's about it there. Now, here's the gameplay update. Probably the biggest gameplay update this year to me. This is so important. They tuned to prevent user-controlled defenders from triggering fake-out animations versus ball carrier special moves, the juke, the spin, and the hurdle, regardless of ratings matchup on competitive game style only. This applies versus all ball carriers, including those holding X-Factor and Superstar abilities. This is huge because this has been a problem for years in the game. Not just this year, but it's worse this year because of abilities. When you have a user defender and you line yourself up with the ball carrier, you time it right, you try to wrap them up, hit stick them, whatever it is, you time it up right, and you get pulled, you get sucked into a fake out animation. It's horrible, it's trash, it's been in the game for years, and it really allows for lesser skilled players to get bailed out of situations that they shouldn't. You could have a running back dead to rights in the backfield. You know the run play is coming, you set your defense up properly, you manually shoot into the backfield, or maybe you contain the edge, you meet the running back right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a yard deep in the backfield, you square him up, and you just get pulled into an animation. Your guy's ankles just get broken, and you're, you know, doing everything right. That's always been garbage in my opinion. They're saying that it's now gone, so we're going to have to look into it and see, because if that's true, there's a lot of people that might not cross the 50-yard line in this game, because a lot of people don't really know how to pass, especially this year. A lot of people just depend on like jukebox and the spin and all that stuff to just dumb out the defenders, when, you know, they're good user defenders getting faked out when they shouldn't be. So I'm really excited to play and test this out further. That is a huge fix if true, and it's needed to be done for a while, and I'm honestly shocked that EA actually did it. I'm shocked that they made that change, because I thought that's really how they wanted it. I thought they wanted the fake outs like that, but now it's saying if you're a user, it doesn't matter, you won't get faked out as long as you're timing it right, you're squaring up. So I can't wait to see that. Because you can put the jukebox ability on a running back and you can fake out everybody on the defense, but you can only put a secure tackler or an unfakeable ability on 3 people on your defense. So the running back has an 8-man advantage there, which was never balanced in my opinion. Because if you didn't have those abilities on your player, you were going to get faked out pretty much every time, even if you use it correctly. So I'm glad to hear that change is there. That is, like I said, potentially the biggest gameplay change of the year. And lastly, for people that play MUT Squads, I'm actually a big MUT Squads player. They fixed an issue causing the offense to get put into random formations when using the hurry up. So if you've tried to ever like no huddle in squads, sometimes it just puts you in a random formation. It does it like probably 80% of the time, in fact. So they fixed that. That was an annoying bug. Glad that they fixed that. So that's it for this update. Honestly, I think this is a pretty important update. Let me know what you think below. Do you agree with some things? Do you disagree? And as always, I will see you guys next time.